Guys, welcome to this midday market mood check with me, Nandita, Khemka. Well, this Wednesday things aren't looking all that upbeat when it comes to the markets. Midweek blues setting in, given the fact that we woke up to the news that Fitch had downgraded U.S. credit rating from AAA to AA plus. Now, this has come on the back of the rating agency saying that the confidence in the U.S. has been eroded to manage its fiscal scenario, given the fact that we saw a stalemate over the debt ceiling back in May. Remember, that was the time Fitch had already warned of a downgrade. So, what perhaps caught investors was by surprise was the timing of this downgrade, because at that point in time, Fitch had not downgraded because there was a bipartisan deal that was struck, and because of that, this downgrade was pushed. And of course, as I said, it's the timing of the downgrade that has taken investors by surprise. So, of course, U.S. futures trading in the red, not deep in the red, although they were down 0.5% or thereabouts. But of course, our markets have seen a rub-off effect of, with the Nifty down about nearly 200 points, holding on to that 19,550 mark by the skin of its teeth. In fact, Sensex also below that 66,000 mark, down somewhere around 650 points or thereabouts. Mid and small cap index today, they aren't providing the much needed cushion that they usually provide. So both the mid and small cap indices also under pressure. I think the mid cap index was down somewhere around 1% or thereabouts. All the sectors trading in the red. In fact, I think the biggest laggard, of course, are the auto, metals, and realty basket. But aside of that, if you look at the Nifty names, very few gainers on the Nifty today. Hero Motocorp, NTPC, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Coal India are some of the prominent losers on the Nifty. Aside of that, if you look at some of the gainers, very few. I mean, you can count it in your fingers. I think 6 to 7 gainers in today's session when it comes to the Nifty. So Nestle, Divi's Lab, HUL, some of these, FMCG names holding up. So Asian Paints also in the green. HDFC Life is the other one that is managing to hold out in a weak market. Aside of that, if you look at some of the other Nifty names that will be in focus, of course, Titan will be reporting its earnings today. Ahead of that, the stock was under pressure. Revenue likely to grow 15% on a YY basis. Margins, however, are likely to shrink, to somewhere around 12.5% from 13% on a YY basis. In fact, in its first quarter update, the company had said that it had clocked double-digit growth across segments, including the jewelry segment, which of course had grown 21% or thereabouts. So all eyes will be on Titan. Aside of that, Indigo will also be reporting its first quarter numbers. We'll have to see whether or not the airline manages to stay in the black or not. Some bit of news around SpiceJet. This stock was gaining in a weak market, was up somewhere around 8% when I last checked. In fact, reports suggest that Carlyle could buy a nearly 6% stake in SpiceJet at a price of 48 rupees per share, which of course is almost double to the current price that it's trading at, somewhere around 30 rupees or thereabouts. So on the back of that, that stock was moving higher in trade. Look at some of the other, companies in focus. Of course, Tata Chemicals. This company has cut soda ash prices once again, and on the back of that, this stock was down 3% or thereabouts when I last checked. Centrum, in fact, is saying that this could put pressure on the margins for Tata Chemicals, but going into FY24. The rest of the FY24 margins are likely to pick up. Ambuja reported its numbers, 38.5% drop in profit. But what's heartening is the fact that volume has grown over 20% on a YY basis. So that stock was down in trade, but numbers are not all that bad. Chola Finance, impressive performance. But stock is under pressure. It has got a board nod to raise funds somewhere around 4,000 crore rupees via a QIP issue as well. Thermax, that stock was doing well given the fact that it has clocked in strong order inflows in the first quarter. Investors surely cheering that one. But if you look at some of the electronic manufacturing companies like Sirma, SGS, and Traxon Technologies, both of them were in the red on the back of weakness in the first quarter earnings. PVR, I want to talk about this stock given the fact that losses weren't as wide as was being expected. In fact, the results came out during market hours yesterday. Brokerages have reposed their faith in this counter. In fact, they believe that going into FY24 or the rest of the FY of the current fiscal, things will pick up given the fact that there is a strong lineup of movie releases throughout the year. And management was on CNBC TV 18. In fact, he's also said that they expect revenues to in fact grow 7,000 crore rupees in FY24. And for July, it said the revenues have jumped somewhere around 1,000 crore rupees for PVR. Of course, we have some big ticket releases on the Independence Day weekend as well to look forward to. So this is one counter that's on my radar. If you look at some of the other mid cap gainers and losers on the Nifty 500, you have KC International, JM Financial, Finilex Industries, Indiabulls Housing. Those are some of the counters that are gaining in trade in a weak market. And on the other hand, you have Reddington, Engineers India, Suzlon, IIFL Finance, Max Health not doing all that well. Of course, we'll have to see how the European markets, in fact, pan out. They've just opened for trade and they are pretty much weak given the global cues that are coming in. But most of the experts aren't very downbeat about what is happening across the global universe, because most of them view this as a positive for India, because if money rotates out of US, India of course will be a beneficiary. And this could be the much needed correction that of course Indian markets were waiting for, because we've seen a steady bull run over the last few months, which of course got the Nifty very close to that coveted 20,000 mark, and everybody was kind of waiting for a healthy correction to come in. So this could be, experts say that this could be the correction that investors were really waiting for. So 700 point down on the Sensex, of course Nifty 180 points down or thereabouts. We'll have to see how things pan out from here in the second half of the session. Of course, I'll be back with the closing bell at 3:30 p.m. So don't forget to tune in for all the action post market close. But it's a goodbye from me for now. For all your other news and financial updates, stay tuned to Money Control.